Hello, I'm Daphne Goode and welcome to our program. Thanks a lot for joining us today. We're at the Mill Bay Centre and just about to go and visit inside the Community Policing Office. Thanks for joining us on Go Island, Cowichan Valley. On today's show, incredible trees in and around Duncan. Lake Watch is coming to Shawnigan, and we'll look at the success of Block Watch and Speedwatch. All that and more on Go Island, Cowichan Valley.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network.
We're going to be talking about responsibility for all of us in terms of keeping our communities safe. And with me is Shirley Walker. And Shirley was given the 2009 Solicitor General Community Safety and Crime Prevention Volunteer Award. It's quite an important award, and it certainly recognizes Shirley's long experience being involved in crime prevention since 1997. So Shirley, why are you so connected and involved in crime prevention?
I think it's because the community appreciates it. I get feedback all the time from people who appreciate what we've done. No matter where I go shopping, people say, "Hi, Shirley." I look at my husband and say, "I don't know who that is." But how can I? I know thousands of people through forming Block Watch, community policing, that sort of thing. So.
And it came about because of your own personal experience?
I'm afraid it did. My greenhouse was broken into. I was livid. I went to the police. They said they could help, but I had to help in two ways. Join CPAS, which is South Cowichan Community Policing, and to start a neighborhood watch. And that was 97. I did that, set up 6 areas, and it just grew from there.
So I'm sure you've trained a lot of volunteers yourself along the way.
Oh yes, I think about 30, I'm not sure. We're up to over 40 now with the community policing, but that's why I know so many people. If you think of 30 areas, 25 people in each, that's a lot of people who've listened to me.
Well, I know, Shirley, that a lot of times the police will say it's about personal responsibility and that we definitely can work hand in hand with law enforcement to bring crime down in almost every neighborhood of Vancouver Island. What do you know about that?
Well, I've worked with about 4 sergeants, and they've all been really responsive because they live in the community as well. And so it helps them and helps us a lot.
Yeah, ears and eyes on the street really help the police to do their job.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
So really this is all about reporting crime. Why do you think people are sometimes hesitant to get involved?
I think we're too nice, or I'm not sure. They're just hesitant, and I've never figured that out very well, unfortunately.
But we're doing better than we were.
Oh, yes, yes. The police tell me that this last year was the best ever for crime reporting by the local area. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fan out that we do with Block Watch. People hear about crime in other areas, so they want to know, because if the same criminals come into their area, they're prepared, and they find reporting helps that.
So in terms of Block Watch, what is involved? Because I know most areas need new Block Watch volunteers all the time.
We need a captain and a co-captain. They collect the people's names and their emails, phone numbers, and keep in touch on a regular basis. They have to have a yearly meeting. Most of them end up having more than that. They end up having barbecues and things like that. I often got invited to those and got to meet people that way. But it's just a matter of communicating.
Volunteer training is provided at the South Cowichan Community Policing Office. People of all ages are welcome. Call for details 250-929-7222 or go to the website southcowichancommunitypolicing.ca. What have you found are generally the issues of problem when it comes to crime in the South Cowichan area?
You're talking about types of crime, you mean? Usually breaking into cars, garages, or when the people aren't home. We had a rash of that last summer in Mill Bay. People coming in, checking that the home wasn't occupied, going in. Unfortunately, quite a few of the, for example, there was one daughter came home from school and caught the person right in the house, and that was pretty pretty nerve-wracking. But it's usually just break-ins. They take something quickly and they're gone.
And in your work with the police, do you see a reduction in crime with Block Watch involved?
They have told us definitely huge reduction, and they're always very appreciative of the Block Watch areas because of the reporting and help that way.
So new volunteers are always required?
Oh, yes. One of the advantages in the past year has been that a lot of the insurance companies realize the importance and the positive effects of Block Watch and have started offering huge discounts for anyone on a registered Block Watch. And I'm talking up to $250 a year, which is nothing to sniff at.
Exactly. Can you tell us then, just finishing with the ideas for community, if people weren't involved in something as organized as Block Watch, couldn't people just take on some responsibility of their own to keep their eyes open, to report anything unusual in the neighborhood?
A lot of people do that and say that's why they don't want to be part of Block Watch. The positive feature of Block Watch is they get to know everybody instead of just a few people. But no, we have a very caring community. I love Mill Bay. We moved up here 23 years ago and we're amazed at the friendliness, the caring, and it continues for sure.
I guess really what we're talking about is neighbors caring for one another,
Exactly.
but that being done in even a more public way.
Yes, and being rewarded in many ways, including financial with your house insurance. So it's great.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
information. You obviously have a lot of intense passion for this work. Shirley, are you going to continue going with it?
Oh gosh, yes.
Yes, including the slow down signs that you used to give out?
Well, those are given out through the community policing office, but I hear people all the time still complaining about speeding in the area. And we had a safety committee formed probably 5 or 6 years ago for the speeding on Mill Bay Road. And we worked with ICBC and tried to get that handled. And it's still not perfect, but we're getting there.
Good, that's great to hear.
Thank you.
Thanks for telling us about the successes, and hopefully we'll bring in some new volunteers here to the
so.
community policing station. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now we
My
want to
pleasure.
ask, have you noticed a lot of the incredible trees in and around Duncan, certainly here in South Cowichan as well, they're all over the place, and they're part of the urban forest. Well, we can all participate in ensuring the future sustainability of the urban forest, and Sucheta Singh has that story for us next.